My9 presents Super Bowl champion Giants defending the crown.
How you doing, everyone? I'm Russ Salzberg, and welcome to Super Bowl champion Giants defending the crown. Our preseason look as the Big Blue prepares for their first Super Bowl title defense in 18 years. Now, what do you say we take a look at our Giants clipboard and see what's coming up on the show? We'll talk with the man who makes the Giants offense go, Super Bowl MVP Eli Manning. It's been called the greatest catch in Super Bowl history. We get the details from the historic recipient, David Tyree. He's credited with making the changes that brought the G-Men to the top of the NFL mountain. We'll tell you what Coach Tom Coughlin is planning on changing now. He was one of the greatest Giants ever. How will the club deal with the loss of Michael Strahan? We hear what you fans expect from the boys in blue. Finally, he called it the greatest victory in franchise history. We'll tell you what owner John Mara is hopeful for this season. All right, who better to get things started with than the man who led the Giants to the promised land, Super Bowl MVP, quarterback Eli Manning. And as far as Eli is concerned, there's plenty of room for Big Blue improvement in 2008.
There's a lot of things, just try to, as an offense, we got to be more consistent. As a quarterback myself, just kind of same deal. Find completions, eliminate the interceptions, just eliminate the bad plays. We're going to make enough good plays with this offense. We have enough playmakers. Just avoid those mistakes, avoid those bad plays, and sometimes football presents itself where there's nowhere to throw to. You got a bad call or you got a bad situation. Just that's when you got to make the best of it. Take a sack, throw it away. Just don't try to force things, and we just got to be more consistent when we're playing good football all the time and avoid those bad games.
But going into this season, knowing that you're the Super Bowl champs, it has to do something for the entire team's confidence, no?
I think it just lets us know that we can compete with anybody, and any week we can play better than anyone out there. And that's good to know that going into any situation, we don't have to be scared of anybody. We don't have to be nervous about anything that's thrown at us. But you still got to go out there and play the games, and we got to play at a high level. Just because we did it last year doesn't mean anything's going to happen for us this year. So we got to work hard. We got a lot to improve on if we want to have another good ride this season.
You lose on defense Michael Strahan, on offense Jeremy Shockey. But can this Giants squad be better than last year's squad?
I hope so. We have a lot of young players last year who stepped up and were playing good football for us. So hopefully they continue to rise, raising their level of play. We have some new guys coming into the mix, and so hopefully some of these rookies we drafted last year and new guys that we have can buy into the system and help us out also. But I think we have potential. It's just a matter of guys playing up to their potential, playing up to the level of play that we know we can play at.
All right, what do you say we now toss it over to Scott Stanford, who has more with Eli's pass receiving recipients.
Now, Russ, there's nothing like a playoff run to a Super Bowl title to create terrific synergy and trust between a quarterback and his receivers. And when that crew includes names like Burris and Toomer, the Giants could be headed for offensive juggernaut status.
Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
Every time I step out on the field, I tell myself that I'm the best player on the field.
And those are the rules of confidence 101, according to Plaxico. And why not? Last season, he and his teammates were the best.
Especially in the fashion that we did it. It just sends your excitement and confidence, through the roof, so to speak.
And Giants fans never fear. Even with Plaxico's current contract woes, he's ready to go full tilt toward another title.
I'm going to go out and lay it on the line regardless. I'm not happy about the situation, but, come September 4th, I'm going to be ready to go full speed.
And Manning just airs it out for Toomer, who makes the catch.
Finishing up his 13th straight training camp, the Giants' all-time leading receiver knows they won't just be handed another title shot.
There's no carryover in terms of momentum. You always got to create your own momentum every year. And once we play when we're going to play the Redskins, we're going to have to start all over and try to get the identity of this team, because there's a lot of people that are in our locker room now that weren't there the year before.
Kevin Boss was there last season, and this year he steps in full-time for the departed Jeremy Shockey.
Having the experience last year to go out there and play in the biggest game in the world, and do well there, that gave me a lot of confidence to come into this season and the opportunity that I have now.
Now, for one Giants receiver, last year's Super Bowl thrust him into the national spotlight in a way he could have only have dreamed. But David Tyree's been sidelined so far this summer. and it's left him feeling somewhat uneasy.
I can't lie, it was some moments, some real up and down moments.
His Super Bowl against the Patriots played out like a feel-good Hollywood movie, and all that followed for David Tyree, even he couldn't imagine. But off-season knee surgery has left him anxious to hit the field again.
It has been very frustrating, obviously, with things winding down, and obviously just doing my part as far as, getting back healthy. I have a little more relief at this point, heading up towards the season, and I've done my job. I'm feeling very good, kind of right where I'm supposed to be.
Airs it out down the field. It is caught by Tyree.
I kind of give all the credit to David. He's the one who made that catch. It's just a tremendous effort, determination, everything to pull that ball down there.
Do you feel like that catch has given you and Eli a little bit of a connection now?
I think we've always had a connection. Obviously I don't have the opportunities that I would like to, go out there and play like a starter, but every time I've gotten on the field, I think there's a trust level. He knows that I'm a guy that's all about, knowing exactly what he has, where he needs to be, and being on target with it. And when I've been given my opportunities, he's trusted me, and I've made the plays.
Your amazing Super Bowl has led to a book coming out, More Than Just a Catch, by David Tyree.
Yeah.
Give me a little synopsis.
It's kind of been a little bit of the journey of my life. Obviously I've had tons of ups and many downs as well. So it's a little bit different twist, and knowing that the catch was just one portion of the great aspects of my life.
Still to come on Super Bowl champion Giants, defending the crown.
We'll hear from the Giants head man Tom Coughlin on the challenges facing the champs.
And that's what we've done, is tried to talk to our team about, never being satisfied, never ever being satisfied with where you are.
Plus, when it comes to the Big Blue personnel, he has the last word, and we'll get it from Giants general manager Jerry Reese.
If we're not ready to play, this team knows that, playing in this league, you're going to get it hit in the teeth.
You're watching Super Bowl champion Giants, defending the crown.
All right, welcome back. Last year, he made coaching changes, tweaking himself here and there, with the result being a team to believe in. What did the Giants do for an encore? I sat down with head coach Tom Coughlin. What can your team do to improve on in 2008?
We have a lot of areas we can improve on. We always talk about a worst to best in the offseason. We analyze ourselves. We go forward to look at each other. For example, defensively, denying touchdowns in the red zone would be a huge improvement for us. Offensively, we can do a better job of not turning the ball over. We can do a better job of scoring ourselves and building that scoring average up and doing more with the ball, which, obviously if we hang on to the ball better, we can certainly do a better job. Special teams can do a much better job with our punt return. We can get ourselves back into the top 4 or 5 in the league in kickoff return, which we were at a couple of years ago. So we have a lot of things over the course of 16 games that we can, Russ, improve upon.
Tom, talking to your players, to a man, each and every one feels the Super Bowl is over and done with. Is that a result of you drumming that message home?
Well, the message is loud and clear when we started training camp, and that's what we've done, is tried to talk to our team about never ever being satisfied with where you are, challenging yourself to be the very best that you can be, and realizing that when you climb one mountain, there's always more difficult and higher mountains to climb.
All right. Your book, A Team to Believe In, you were pretty candid about how much of a toll the media bashing took on you in 2006. Have you allowed yourself any time at all to say, yeah, I showed them, I showed everybody?
No, I don't work that way. I don't think that way. That's never been in my makeup. I'm certainly extremely proud of this team and these young people and what they've accomplished. But as far as my input into that, I don't take any satisfaction in looking at it from a standpoint of, well, you were wrong and I was right. No.
All right, from the head man, what do you say we now hand it off to Scott, who has more with the Big Blue backfield?
Russ, he was the heir to the throne last season, and it's safe to say Brandon Jacobs has carved his own niche into the Big Blue backfield, and together with the likes of a healthy Derek Ward, there could be no stopping the Giants' running game.
At full speed, he's like a freight train headed your way. And with his wrist now repaired in the offseason, Brandon Jacobs and his one Super Bowl ring are ready to run and gun for number 2.
It makes me want the second one so much more, knowing that all the things that happened after we won last year will be even better if we won this year. We just got to go and play. We don't want to look too far to Tampa yet. We want to go in and play and earn it.
With everybody staying healthy, how dominant can that backfield be for you guys this year?
Very, very, very dominant. Not one of the most dominant in the league, but the most dominant duo in the league.
Derek Ward's included in that duo, and he seconds that motion of dominance.
That's saying a lot as far as, pass protecting, running the ball, catching the ball. So we do those 3 things very well.
And with Ahmad Bradshaw holding his own in the backfield, the Giants trio is a force to be reckoned with if they can stay on the field.
I'm just going to go out there and play, have fun, and hopefully make it through the season unscathed.
What can we expect from Brandon Jacobs this season?
Well, you will see a lot from Brandon Jacobs if I am healthy, and I think it's a pretty good shot.
Still to come on Super Bowl champion Giants, defending the crown.
He was a staple on and off the field for the G-Men for 15 years. How will the Giants handle their first strayless season?
But now that he's gone and we know for a fact he's retired, everybody's personality is starting to come out now.
Then we hear from you, the fans, on Big Blue's chances for another championship season.
Here we go, Giants! Here we go! Repeat!
You're watching Super Bowl champion Giants, defending the crown.
All right, welcome back. He occupied a position on the Giants' defensive line and in their locker room for 15 seasons, but he is now retired. So how do the Giants replace the leadership of future Hall of Famer Michael Strahan?
It's funny because Michael wasn't here last year. He wasn't in mini camps, he wasn't in OTAs, and wasn't in training camp. So all this leadership stuff, the guys picked that up last year. Obviously, when Michael came, we welcomed him back with open arms. We wanted him back. But now that he's gone and we know for a fact he's retired, he's in the broadcasting booth, everybody's personality is starting to come out now. So it's a little sense of comfort for a lot of guys because now Justin Tuckers know, hey, I don't have to look behind my back no more and know that hey, Strahan's going to pull me out. So guys, step it up.
I'm not the rah-rah guy, and I'm not going to stomp anybody out. I'm not going to give this stirring speech before a football game. But I try to lead in just actions, going out there and giving 100% on the football field. Once I do get to the point where I have to say something, people, maybe listen a little more. If you look at Justin, he's doing exactly what he's telling us to do.
Another guy expected to supply some big-time leadership was defensive end O.C. Umenyiora. But after tearing up his knee against the Jets in the 3rd game of preseason, O.C. is now out for the entire 2008 regular season.
When adversity strikes, it's not the adversity, it's how you react to it. We've been a team that's done a good job with that. And simply presented, it's really up to each one of us to do our jobs a little bit better than we've been doing it. We have talented football players. We have people that can do the job. We have to just step it up a notch. We all have to come together. I really believe that in a situation like this, you become more dependent on each other than ever before. So the team theme keeps pouring out of us at this time.
You can't replace a guy like O.C. He's one of a kind, obviously. You got guys, they got to step up. Kiwi has the opportunity to go back to defensive line, which he's very comfortable with. And we expect the same kind of production, that O.C. put up, that the Kiwis going to do the same.
No Stray expected. No O.C. not expected. Either way, Giants have themselves some big-time shoes to fill. All right, here's Scott now with the man who makes all the personnel decisions for the Big Blue, General Manager Jerry Reese.
Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
He won a Super Bowl title in his first year as Giants GM, and today his Big Blue looks somewhat different. Jerry Reese goes into 08 minus O.C. Umenyiora, lost to injury, replaced by Matthias Kiwanuka. But what about the 2 other major offseason losses, the trade of Jeremy Shockey and the retirement of Michael Strahan?
It's hard to replace 2 very good football players like that, but we feel like we have some players in place. We have talked who's a good place to start by replacing Michael Strahan with Justin Tuck, and we have Dave Tollefson and Ronaldo Wynn. So we have some guys. We might have to do it by committee. As far as the tight end position, we have Boss, who played a significant amount for us last year, and Michael Matthews, who played a significant amount.
Added to Reese's stable this season, rookie safety Kenny Phillips, who the GM drafted in the first round out of Miami.
He has a great skill set. He's long, he's fast, he's smart, he has great range, he can hit. I mean, he has a whole total package. We expect him to be an outstanding football player for the Giants.
And Mr. Reese also expects to have another tough battle on his hands if Big Blue wants back into the promised land.
Nobody cares that we won the Super Bowl last year. Everybody's 0-0, and if we're not ready to play, this team knows that playing in this league, you're going to get it hit in the teeth. And so I think everybody's cognizant of that. Coach is preaching that. I'm preaching that. Everybody's preaching that, guys. The Super Bowl is over with. This is a whole new season, a whole new team. Let's do what we did last year to get to the Super Bowl again.
So, who's he picking to take the NFC East?
Last year training camp, I said, they asked me who was favorite. I said the Giants, and everybody laughed. So, we're the favorites again.
Still to come on Super Bowl champion Giants, defending the crown.
Let's go Giants! Let's go!
Scott gets up close and personal with Giants fans, hungry for another super season.
I'd rather have it that way because it provides a little extra motivation.
Then, what advice Giants owner John Mara received from his father that he hopes not to follow this season?
You're watching Super Bowl champion Giants, defending the crown.
All right, thanks for staying with us. Once again, here's Scott with the hopes and dreams of the Big Blue faithful.
So, Russ, if you're a fanatic about a team that just won the Super Bowl, you'd think that team gets a pass the next season, right? Well, for the Giants faithful, nothing short of a repeat will be sufficient.
We're gonna get it! Another Super Bowl ring! Put it on another finger! That's how we do it! That's how we do it!
If they stay healthy, they definitely got a shot. That's the biggest key.
I'm looking forward to the new season. New season, new challenges, different teams this year. We're just looking forward to the season. Hopefully they can put it all together and get back in the big game.
Let's go Giants! Let's go! Let's go Giants! Let's go!
Can Eli lead you to the promised land again?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Why do you think?
He's got the faith in himself. He's confident, right?
Yeah. Last year, did you think he was going to take him to the promised land?
No, but he showed you that he could.
Well, we'll see what happens this year.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Here we go, Giants! Here we go! Repeat!
Even without OC, it's, he's a big loss, but they have plenty of depth on that line. I mean, they're moving a linebacker up there who's so comfortable there. I'm not worried about the defense at all.
I think it's going to be good to repeat again, to go to another Super Bowl. I mean, meaning the fact that without Strahan and without Shockey, it's going to be a hard season, but I guarantee it, they'll go again.
You're guaranteeing?
Guarantee 150%.
Wow, look at you, huh?
I think they've picked up enough talent to fill the gaps. Although I don't know how easy it is to fill Michael Strahan's shoes, but they did some good acquisitions on the offseason, and as long as everybody stays healthy and Flax gets his act together, we could have a great year.
Go Giants, go!
All right now, along with the Giants fans, team co-owner and president John Mara also has high hopes for his defending champs.
My father used to have this saying, hope for the best, expect the worst, but I'm not expecting the worst. However, I like this team. I like what I've seen in training camp. I think we feel good about them, and I think we have some good leadership in that locker room. So, I mean, we're certainly hoping to have a good season.
You have a lot of youth, young veterans, but can this team be better, John, than last year's squad?
It'd be hard for me to say that, but we feel very good about them. We have a good mix of veteran and youthful talent. I think the quarterback is going to take another step in the right direction here. Our defense is very solid. So, I mean, we feel good about this team. And we did lose some key players. It's hard to replace the leadership of a Michael Strahan. But, we've got guys like Justin Tuck and Antonio Pierce that I think can fill that void. So, I mean, we do feel good about this team.
John, from talking to all of your players, to a man, it's all team first. Is that strictly a product of what Coach Tom Coughlin has done?
I think very much so. I mean, I think it was over for him a few months ago. He had already turned the page. I mean, And as much as we all like to look back on it fondly, and it was a great season, it produced memories that'll last a lifetime, you have to turn the page and move forward. And I think we have enough leadership in that locker room and enough maturity so that will happen.
As the owner of the defending Super Bowl champion Giants, does it bother you that Big Blue maybe is not getting the respect that it deserves being the champs?
I'd rather have it that way because it provides a little extra motivation for the players. Nothing motivates them more than the belief that they're not being respected by the outside world. And I think that was the case last year in that locker. They felt that in that locker room. And if that's the case this year, I'm fine with that.
All right, that's a wrap on our preseason special. Super Bowl champion Giants defending the crown. The Giants will kick off the NFL season against the Washington Redskins right here in Giants Stadium this coming Thursday night. For everyone here at My 9, I'm Russ Salzberg. Thanks for joining us.